We're here on this beautiful Tuesday morning. We are on the 26th day of the Omer. Hayom, 26 יום לעומר שהם 3 שבועות ו5 ימים. Yep, we're in Parashat Emor El HaKohanim. It's on page Kuf Nun. Okay. Yesterday we learned the introduction of the Ben Ish Hai. He was explaining that we have to give kavod to the previous generations that came before us, because they were on a holier level, mistama, generally. But sometimes you have people in the later generations who also have very big neshamot. We don't know who's who, so the general assumption is those who came prior to us, they're on a holier level. And even if you look in the world as a whole, you can see the yeridat adorot, the decline of the generations. It's not what it used to be. The tziniut is not where it was, the kiddusha is not where it was, the lifestyle is not where it was. But, Baruch Hashem, nonetheless, we still maintain a Torah lifestyle. We still are zocheh to be found in the Batei Knesset and the Batei Midrash, which is a big zechut. Today our topic is on the topic of all the laws of eating a meal, which is important. We will try to cover everything in one day. I don't think we're going to, but we're gonna try. Says the halacha in Aleph. צריך כל אדם להיזהר לפצוע פת שמברך עליו המוציא במקום שנאפה יפה. So we mentioned this yesterday, that when you make bracha of hamotzi, which part of the bread do you break? The part of the bread that was baked the best. Whatever part of the bread that baked the best, that's the part that you break for hamotzi. Sheshalat bo ha'esh, that's the place that the fire had the most effect on, yoter. Verak zaken, and that's why we make bracha on that specifically according to Ben Ish Hai and the Yarot Dvash. He says that the secret of the baking of the bread.
Some people in my house, they like the lighter version.
Okay, I know how that is. Believe me, I know. My kids, they only like the inside. But besed, shto, he says you should use the part that's baked the best, because that's the part that got the highest level of tikkun, fixation, which we're going to see soon. Verak zaken, an elder person who cannot eat in a place where it's baked very well, it's hard, it's difficult to chew. So what should you do? So over there, he could break a softer part. But generally, when you say hamotzi, you make bracha and you break the part of the bread that was baked the best. Where did we learn this halacha? We learned this halacha from a king, Menashe, who came to Rav Ashi in a dream. And Rav Ashi called Menashe his friend. And Menashe got offended and upset. He says, you call me your friend? I'm not your friend. We're not friends. You can't call me your friend. Yeah, and he gave him a hint. That's what I'm a prior generation to you. You know, we're not equals. He asked him, how do we know where to break the bread from? From where do you break the bread? And Rav Ashi says, I don't know. He says, you don't even know where to break bread. Simple halacha, and you're telling me I'm your friend. You know, but be that as it may, we make beracha on the part of bread that was baked the best. That's law number one. Now, let's law number two. Our rabbis say, as soon as you wash netilat yadayim, right away, Segulah, you should start your meal. It shouldn't be you wash netilat yadayim and he's distracted. Shouldn't be. You wash right away, you should start your meal. Therefore, it's forbidden to do between netilah and hamotzi anything. Because when you focus on something else, your mind gets away from your hands that you just washed. I'll give you an example. You have a guy, he has a diamond on the table. There, somebody brought him a 2-carat stone to check out. He washed his hands netilat yadayim. Before he says hamotzi, wants to take a look at the diamond. When he's looking at it, he's focused, making sure it's a good color, a good cut, a good clarity, a good, I don't know, it's not an hands. He's focused. When you focus on that diamond, your mind gets unfocused from your hands, and therefore that's a problem. That's a problem to do in between the washing of the hands and hamotzi lechem min haaretz. So too, you want to check out a coin, that's not allowed. כי מאחר דצריך לדקדק, הרי זה מסיח דעתו מסעודה בין נטילת ידיים לסעודה, ואסור, says the Ben Ish Hai, that shouldn't be done. So too, you should be careful not to speak between נטילת ידיים and המוציא לחם מן הארץ, ולא עוד אלא אפילו בשתיקה לא יפסיק. What if I'm not going to talk? I'm not going to talk. I washed my hands and I'm going to wait. Thank you, Rabbi. I washed my hands and I'm waiting. He says, even that's not so good. Don't wait. Even silently after you wash your hands, well, you should right away wash and say, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Yeah, but Friday,
now what are you going to do?
Wait 20 people.
On a day you have a lot of
You have
guests.
to be the last one.
So now,
But that's so no, but you say you cannot wait.
right, the halakha says that in such a situation where you have no choice, that's okay. But generally, you're at home, you wash your hands, prepare the whole table, put your baba ganoush on your plate, put the hummus on your plate, put whatever you called a few minutes ago on the plate, get everything ready, then go wash your hands. What was it called? Raful. You go, you wash your hands. Yeah, you wash your hands right away. You sit down. Says the Ben Ish Hai, preferably not to wait the amount of time it takes to walk 22 amot. How much is 22 amot? 22 amot is about 40 feet. How long does it take to walk 40 feet? 30 seconds. Whatever it is. Preferably, you wash, amotzi. Okay. But if you cannot, you're waiting for people, okay, then you have no problem as long as it's silent. Halicha mi bait lebait afilu hiluch me'at asur. Says the Ben Ish Hai, to go from one room to another, you wash your hands. If you can, you should wash your hands in the room you're going to eat. Yes, if you eat in the dining room that's next to the kitchen, that's the best place to wash. It shouldn't be that I wash, then I say, you know something, I have to get something from my basement after I wash, or I need to go upstairs for a few seconds. No, that shouldn't be done. He says, don't go mistovev all over the house after you wash your hands. You wash, right away, sit and say, Amotzi Lechem, min haaretz ki lif'amim, koftzim lehavi mitpachat o melach. Sometimes they go look for salt over there in the other room, or sometimes they go bring a towel from another. It's not good. It should be all in the same area. Now we're going to get to the good stuff. We all want parnasa. And there's a Segulah for parnasa. What is the Segulah for parnasa? We're in halakha dalet. Katuv b'sefer keter malchut. Ktivat yad. Kodem kol seudah, before every meal, you should say, Mizmor le David, Hashem ro'i lo ihsar. Yes, that's a perek in Tehillim. How many words do you have in Mizmor le David, Hashem ro'i lo ihsar? How many words? Binot de sheyar mitzeri. It's the whole Mizmor. Says the Ben Ish Hai. Good. Says the Ben Ish Hai, you have zan words. What's zan? Zan in Bukharian, zan means a wife, which I think is connected to this, but we're not going to go there right now. Zan also means another word, I'm not going to translate. And zan in Hebrew, yeah. And zan, maybe that's not such a, I can't say such a, but, and zan, the third translation of zan is to sustain. Yes, hazan et hakol. Mazel azun, to give sustenance. How many words do you have in this Mizmor? 57 words. That's for the mazon, for zan, that Hashem is going to give parnasa to a person. Which kind of parnasa? Shelo yichsar mezono u mezon hanefesh. Two parnasas. One parnasa is for the body, and one parnasa is mazon hanefesh. The parnasa, the sustenance, the nourishment of the neshama. The mazon of the neshama, yes, is the mazon of the neshama is also included in this mazon that you get from Mizmor David in Tehillim. Now, when should you say this? He says the best time to say this is before you wash your hands. However, says the Ben Ish Hai, the world, what I see, says the Ben Ish Hai, is many people do it in between Netilat Yadayim and Hamotzi. And that's many traditions in the Bukharian homes also, and in the Adot HaMizrach Welt, meaning in their communities. Also, I saw that after they wash Netilat Yadayim, then they say Mizmor LeDavid, especially if they're waiting for someone, like you mentioned before, you're waiting for the 12 people to wash their hands. So there, says the Ben Ish Hai, the minhag has on whom to rely, and you shouldn't say that that's a hefsek. It's not a hefsek. It's not an interruption between washing and eating. It's not an interruption. It's all included in the concept of seudah, and therefore it's a big, big segulah to say Mizmor David, Hashem ro'i lo yahsar, the whole Tehillim over there, 57 words, and you have kavanah, Hashem should give me my parnasa and my mazon nefesh for my neshama.